morning and welcome to An All New Eye of the Tiger. I'm Luke Teal.
And I'm Owen Pixler.
ASVAB testing is on Wednesday for students interested in the military. It will take place at 9:30 in the library for students over the age of 16.
Book Club is hosting a book drive for students to donate new and gently used novels. You can donate your books in the donation bins spread around campus and in the library.
So the book drive is going from today, October 14th, until the 25th, which is next Friday. And then keep track of how many books you donate, because at the end of the drive, we're going to count how many books each person donates from each second period class, and then that class gets a pizza party.
A newly created school club has recently been shut down. We go to Tobin Thomas with more.
After presenting at Club Rush and having one meeting, the RHS Diversity Club has been forced to cease activity. According to Club Vice President Jaden So, the club was given 2 reasons for the shutdown.
The 2 reasons that they gave me and Jaden for why they're shutting the club down is because, 1, they think it's because we're seniors and we're just doing it, for our resume or to look good or something for our applications. But that just isn't true, because for our meeting we spent real money. We spent $60 on supplies and snacks and stuff for our members and stuff. So obviously we're not just doing it, just to mess around or anything like that. The second reason was because they said that our objective, our club objective, is way too similar to other club objectives. But that doesn't make sense, because 2 years ago, Diversity Club was a thing. Haley Black was the president, and that was still when ASL and the Latino Student Union, all those clubs, they were still there. So I don't get how our objective is similar when it was still a club, when all the other similar clubs were a thing 2 years ago.
According to both President Jaden Broussard and Vice President Jaden So, the sudden shutdown was a surprise.
I was just really sad to hear that our club got shut down, and just hearing that information and seeing that we're not going to be able to be a club and support diversity around our school and be able to have freshmen, sophomores, juniors, even our seniors come into our club and have a great time.
Yeah, we were just really blindsided about it, because at Club Rush, we were talking about Diversity Club to Miss Sarin and Mr. Maddox, and they both said it was a great idea. So it was just really confusing and shocking to us when we got the email that it was shut down. It's also shocking because for our first meeting, we had 30 people show up, and we had a lot of participants. The biggest thing is people were participating. People actually were putting in effort at our meeting to make posters, which was what our first meeting was. And we had 20 posters that we put up around the school.
Former members believe that the club's resignation is a loss for the members and the school as a whole.
I like it a lot. It's really fun. It's community. There's a lot of people actually. It's very bond building, safe place, cool people.
I'm actually really sad about the club being shut down, because I think the club had a really good mission and a really good goal to kind of unite everybody and include everybody, and our meetings were really fun.
We just want to make sure that everyone has a place to go to, even if it's not just related with one club. We just want to make sure that everyone has some place to go to and not be scared to just have to go to one.
We're not going to give up. We're still trying to get it back. We're going to talk to the principals or whoever we have to try to get it back. And then if it doesn't work, hey, we could always protest, so,
Thanks, Tobin.
And now we go to Danny Gibinescu with sports.
Good morning and welcome to this Tuesday's edition of EOTSN. I'm Danny Gibinescu. Starting with football, the Tigers beat Del Campo 38-20, ending with some great performances by the team. Quarterback Mason Cicinara had 3 touchdowns with 187 passing yards and an average of 23 yards per completion. Graham Dolly had 2 total touchdowns with 184 total yards and an average of 10 yards per carry. Kendrick McClure had 2 total touchdowns with 117 total yards and 6 yards per carry. And J.J. Young had 1 touchdown with 45 reception yards and 22 yards per reception. Our very own Quincy Anderson got the chance to speak to some of the players after the game. Take a look.
You guys had a great win tonight. It was close at halftime, but you guys persevered. What did you guys do to log back in?
We really had to talk at halftime about keeping it on them every play, and we just had to switch up our offense and get some energy going.
All right. You had multiple touchdowns. What will you guys do to prepare for next week's game?
We got to lock in at practice and just have the absolute best 4 days we can. Just absolutely grind for this week to get ready.
All right, good game. Thank you. How did this win feel?
It feels good. We could have done better. We could have executed a lot better. We had a lot of mistakes, but we got to get better. We have Nevada Union up next. Got to practice hard, execute and do great.
All right, hey man, we stand on business real quick. If y'all see me over there, I just got back from a concussion protocol and I'm back home, baby. Let's go.
What did you like?
And now we go back to Danny Gibanescu in the studio.
Thanks, Quincy. Yesterday, girls tennis played against Rockland and girls volleyball played Rio Americano, ending with a 5-4 win for tennis and a 3-2 win for volleyball. Tennis now moves to 17-1 overall and 11-0 in league, and volleyball moves to 16-13 overall and 9-0 in league. Now let's go to the game schedule for the week. Today, girls golf hosts 12 Bridges, boys water polo hosts Bear River, and girls tennis, volleyball, and flag football all play Del Campo. Tomorrow, there is no game action. And finally, on Thursday, both water polo teams are at Oakmont. Girls volleyball hosts Nevada Union, and flag football is at River Valley. That's all in your home for Roseville High School sports, top plays, breakdowns, and more. The Tiger Sports Network, EOTSN. And now we go over to entertainment.
Thanks, Danny. Disney's out of money because fan favorite Moana is receiving a sequel, releasing November 27th in theaters. All things considered, it doesn't look too bad. Moana is finally living the dream, sailing the ocean. Even though she placed a conch shell at the top of the mountain, it seems she's rescinded that decision as we see the shell in the trailer out on the open ocean. Rumors circled the internet after the D23 announcement of Moana 2 that she'd be a dude, but it was either never a concept or Disney scrapped it. Instead, she's got a little sister, even though Moana hasn't aged a day. In other movie news, my goat Paddington returns to screens in January. This time, he's in Peru visiting his Aunt Lucy. I absolutely adore the original Paddington movies, and this looks so cute. The trailer maintains the humor while taking the story in new directions, and I really appreciate that. Between Paddington and Moana, I know which one I'm taking my little cousin to, and it does not involve the ocean. That's all from me. I'm Alyssa Davis, and now we go back to news.
Thanks, Alyssa.
One student has found an interest in umpiring softball. We go to Addison King with more.
Georgia Ward is a senior umpire for softball. She has been an umpire for 5 years and a senior umpire for 2 years. As a softball player in Roseville girls softball, she has always looked up to the umpire, so she decided to give it a shot.
I got into umpiring because I grew up in RGS, and I grew up watching a lot of older girls umpiring and having fun, so then I decided to, instead of, once I aged out of RGS, it'd be a fun way to give back.
As a senior umpire, Ward has a lot of responsibilities to keep softball games running smoothly.
Being a senior umpire means that I train new umpires that come, and I have a little bit more responsibility taking on older divisions.
Ward thinks that umpiring is a great way to help out the softball community as well as make some money.
It's a good job to have because, it's a good way to make money with a flexible schedule, and it's a nice way to kind of give back to your community.
Thanks, Addison.
And that's it for us today on Eye of the Tiger.
And remember, we're always on at EyeOfTheTigerNews.com. See you next time.